Welcome back, everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. Jared and Bob here coming at you today. So out of the gate, just as we would normally take a victory lap, we'll also take a loser lap because we're at least honest here at Sarcasm Speaks. We might not be the smartest, although Bob has the answer to everything. Sometimes we get things wrong. So in the last couple days, we've had 2 misses on the death pool. So again, if you're new to the show, we do this thing at the beginning of every year. We do the celebrity death pool. You can go back and find it. It's there for every year. We've been doing the show. As long as we've been doing it, we've been having that episode. We've got it up to what? Was there 5 people now that do it?
Yeah, last 2 years we've had 5.
So that is, anywhere between 15 to 20 celebrities that get chosen by the show. And we are just swinging and missing left and right here. Ray Livingston, unfortunately, just died a couple days ago. That sucked.
Who is that?
He was the dude in Thor Ragnarok, with the tattoos on his head. He was like the bad guy, but then he became the good guy at the end with the AK-47s.
Oh, okay.
He's been in like a bunch of different stuff too. Let me see really quick if I can pull it up. He was in King Arthur in 2004. He played Frank Castle in the 2008 version of The Punisher. That's right.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that.
That was the one that wasn't good.
Well, the 2004 one wasn't very good either.
The 2004 one was also pretty bad. But yeah, he was in that. He was in the Book of Eli. The Other Guys. He was in the newer version of the Three Musketeers. Obviously not the one that came out in like 1991. Let's see what else. He was in Divergent. Oh, he was like the president in Divergent. I think that's probably where most people would know him from. I mean, he's been in like a million things. I'm scrolling down his filmography here. He's been in The Walking Dead. He was in Dexter too for a little while. That was a really good show. I enjoyed that show. So yeah, been in a lot of stuff. He's dead. So that sucks. He was young. He was only 58. So missed one there. And also more popular, but less surprising, Tina Turner just died the other day also. I don't know how old she was. She was 83. Yeah, so like I said, less surprising there. But 2 people we did not have on our show. So like I said, instead of taking a victory lap, we'll take a loser walk, or I guess we could still take a loser lap. But yep.
We can take whatever we need.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Obviously, I've heard of Tina Turner. I couldn't tell you one thing that she has sang, done, did. Nothing. Not one.
Yeah. Same. You know what it is? It's probably like if you played me one of her songs, I would be like, oh yeah, obviously I know this song. But if you ask me name a Tina Turner song, I couldn't name it. You know what I mean? Like I would know it if I heard it, but I just don't know that's her song, right? Like I'm sure she has plenty of
popular songs,
super famous popular songs that I know, right? And I probably know the words to them, but I just don't know that they're Tina Turner songs, right? Like,
right.
So.
Like that's the thing. I don't know anything she's done. I don't even know what she looks like, but I've definitely heard her name. So
yeah, I honestly could not name one Tina Turner song right now. You know, if someone gun to head right now, name a Tina Turner song,
Couldn't.
like I go ahead and pull the trigger.
Yeah, just save us all 3 minutes.
Yeah. Let me see if I can go back. Let's All right. So I'm just looking at the actual death pool. I think Chris is probably the closest. Well, you did hit one. You hit Burt Bacharach.
Fucking right, I did.
um, but Chris is pretty close with Bam Margera.
Yeah, that was a
Like
that was a good call.
there's a really good chance. Like if I had to put odds on what we got, well, obviously we're taking Burt Bacharach off the board here. So there's 3, 7, 11, 17, 22, 26. There's 26 names. And then Val Kilmer was a show pick. So there's 27 names left on the list. Again, excluding Burt Bacharach. If I were to put odds on all of those, I guess technically the lowest odds would be Val Kilmer. But again, that was a show pick. But I would say Bam Margera right now, as it stands on May 25th, would probably have the next lowest odds behind Val Kilmer to die next. And we're talking like ahead of people like names that are on this list are like Mel Brooks, William Shatner, Michael Caine, like these people that are like old as fuck. I think Shatner's like 96 or something like that. He's up there. So is Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks might be almost 100. Well, not that like, 92 isn't that 92 is almost 100, I guess. So if you're over 90, you are almost 100. But let's see. Mel Brooks is Mel Brooks is 96. He'll
Yeah,
be
that's
he'll be
fun.
97 next month. His birthday is June 28th.
Yep, won't die
No. I would
because we
probably
because we
put
saved him.
I would put Bam Margera's odds. Well, you know what it is? Bam will die on New Year's Day of 2024. He'll go out on a bender on New Year's Eve and they'll find him dead the next day.
Well, the thing that sucks is like right now everyone thinks he's gonna die or whatever. So like, I just don't see it happening. Like he like betting odds he should be the favorite because the guy's a
Right.
fucking mess.
Yeah.
But since it seems so obvious, it probably won't happen.
Ooh, you know which one looks really fucking good right now too is Jones. Jones had Diane Feinstein.
I don't even who the fuck is that? Who are these people?
She's a politician. I mean, she's basically made her entire political career because she was involved in the Harvey Milk stuff in San Francisco in like the 70s.
That is evil. This is insane.
They made a
The
movie.
politician could.
Sean Penn made a movie of it, Harvey Milk. He was the first gay mayor or congressman or something, a first openly gay something, either mayor or congress. Maybe he was the mayor and then went on to be the congressman, but he got killed. He was assassinated. Spoiler alert. I know the movie came out a while ago, and it's also about real life story that happened in the 70s. But she, oddly enough, oh no, so maybe he was the mayor. She was in Congress when Harvey Milk was fucking assassinated back in the 70s.
Kidding me.
I am not. She is 89 years old.
Ugh.
And
That means
she has
she's
got all kinds of fucking issues right now.
even if it was 1979, that's 44 years ago. That's too fucking long, man.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. She has been in office.
It's 1962.
Oh, she was a senator. Okay, hold on. She's held a lot of different fucking titles here. Oh, so she was member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors when Harvey Milk got assassinated. Then she was the mayor. Maybe she followed him. Maybe she replaced him, right? Like maybe he got killed
Still, man,
and they put him in.
That's a long fucking time ago, man.
She's been the the state senator. So I would assume, although never assume this, that she would be the senior senator from California. I don't know who the other one is, honestly. Um, because she's been in office as the senator in California since 1992, since the year I was born. My entire
It's too
life,
long. It's
she's been
too
the
fucking
senator
long, dude.
in California.
It's 31 years. It's too fucking long.
That is way too fucking long. That's wild. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she served as the board's first female president in 1978, during which the time of assassinations of Mayor George Moscone and City Supervisor Harvey Milk drew national attention. She succeeded Moscone as mayor. Yeah, so she was. She she took over after they assassinated those guys.
It's funny. I was talking about this at the gym the other day, and like one of the kids, they were like, I don't get like politicians, whatever. I'm like, well, they're all assholes. So
There's nothing to get.
they're like, but like, they're like, some of them are like so old. Like, why are they still there? Like, why is that a thing? I'm like, honestly, I don't fucking know. And they're like, shouldn't there be like an age limit on that? And I'm like again, this isn't like they're not taking political stances. They're just using
Right.
their level of logic. I'm like, yeah, probably. I'm like, I go, it sucks because if you get, and then they wanted, so they're like, why can't we just get someone that's like mid 30s? I go, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
I go, as someone who's approaching their mid 30s, you don't want someone my age
You don't want me.
in there.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't want it. They would want me because I would take a very different. Well, that's the problem. They don't want me because
Yeah.
if you made me a politician, nothing would get done because I'd be sitting there trying to do stuff.
Right. Right.
And you can't have that.
No.
I'm like, yeah, you can't have someone that's like my age because then they're going to try to walk in like they fucking own the place and try to make all this change. And in reality, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But I go, yeah, these old people, they got to fucking go, man. Get them out.
Yeah. There for sure needs to be term limits. And I don't know, maybe we'll see that potentially pop up. I mean, we're starting to see some stuff with some of the younger people in Congress. There were actually, I forget who it was. There's no way I'm going to be able to find this quickly enough. But there was a Democrat and a Republican who both co-sponsored a bill to stop allowing any member of Congress to trade stocks.
Yes.
So again, they're two no name. Like when I saw them, I didn't know who either of them were. So I'm just assuming that they're newer and younger, right? Like they're probably under 50. And they're probably new to their positions. So I think it says something, right? It's like a little glimmer of hope that you have a Republican and a Democrat coming together on something, right? Let alone something that's actually good, something that's needed.
It's like that Crip picture where they have the bandanas tied together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I guess Crip and blood, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. It's same colors too. So
So
yeah,
you're
I
telling
mean,
me that all the Democrats are Crips and all the Republicans are Bloods? That's what you're telling me.
I
Same
guess
colors.
that's actually a really good representation of it, I think. Because I know the Crips are a little bit bigger and they're I think they're more involved in community stuff, right? And the
Dude,
Bloods
I know
Bloods are a little
nothing.
bit smaller, right? Republicans are a little bit more confined to the rural areas. They live, in spread out spots there where the population's not as high. They kind of keep to themselves. Yeah, I think the Bloods and Crips is actually a surprisingly very good analogy for Democrats and Republicans.
Does that make Nancy Pelosi the leader of the Crips?
I think so.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. What does that make anyone who's an independent, though? Are they like one of the
Latin
Latin
kings.
kings?
H block.
Grove Street. some people out there got that reference, but there's a lot of people that probably didn't. There's a San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas reference for anyone that was like, what the fuck is Grove Street? So yeah, I mean, we'll see. People need to go, but it's interesting. I haven't seen anything since the bill was at least, I think, introduced. It'll probably get shot down, right? No one will vote for it because there's too many.
They're all doing it.
Yeah, there's too many old people in there, and there's too many people that have been doing it for 15, 20, 31 years. Or
like 44.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know who the longest tenured congressman is. Let's see. List of combined House and Senate. Oh God, someone has been in there for 59 years and
that's too fucking
days.
long. That is
John Dingell.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh no, he retired. Oh, this is just all time. Like who's been there the longest? I was gonna say that because they said this guy died in 2019. But he spent 59 years in Congress. Where are the people that are like still in? Okay. Chuck Grassley has been in, he's currently in right now. He's the longest tenured person in Congress as it stands right now. He's been there for 48 years and 142 days. He is the 11th all-time list, like for longest of all time.
1975.
Yeah.
1975. Are you serious?
Chuck Grassley. So I was just interested to see how long Nancy Pelosi had been in. I thought she was in for a long time, but Mitch McConnell has been in for over 38 years. He's a cunt.
Too long.
Well, I mean, Joe Biden has since become the vice president and the actual president. But before he became the vice president, he was in for 36 years and 12 days. He was a part of Congress. Way too fucking long. 8 years is fine. Or whatever, 12. I'll give you 12 years, right? If the president gets 8, Congress can have 12.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you shouldn't be fit for fucking
yeah,
Congress.
So I think, unfortunately, you can't put an age limit on it, right? Like, I don't think, like, I know theoretically, yes, you could, right? You could pass that legislation, but I'm saying, like, I don't think it's plausible to be able to pass legitimate legislation that says if you are over X age, you cannot run. I think it is much more likely to pass real legislation that says you get 12 years in office and that's it, right? Because, you know, if you win the seat when you're 40, you're done when you're 52, right? If you win it when you're 60, all right, you're there till you're 72. Well, I'm not happy about it, but you're gone when you're 72, right? Like, it's not like you're there until you're 89 and you get shingles and you're in a wheelchair like Dianne Feinstein. This is hilarious. So they played this clip on Drinking Bros the other day. Shout out to Drinking Bros podcast. They played a clip of her interacting with a reporter. And she's in a wheelchair, right, getting out of the elevator. And the reporter goes, oh, you know, Senator Feinstein, how are you doing, whatever. And she's like, oh, I'm okay, you know, except for this leg. And the reporter's like, oh, what do you mean? What's wrong with your leg? And she like snaps at him and goes, well, that's only for me to worry about and no one else is concerned. So rightfully on the podcast, they're playing the clip and talking about it. They're like, well, why bring it up? Like, why mention like I'm fine except for my leg? And then when someone asks the natural follow-up question of, oh, what's wrong with your leg? You say, that's my problem. You don't have to worry about that. Like, why bring it up? So they alluded to the fact that she's probably got early stages of dementia, at least there. But then,
She just sounds like a bitch.
yeah, well, the other part of it too was why they alluded to dementia was they asked something about like how has everything been with traveling back and forth and not being able to vote for as long as you did, because she was in the hospital for like 3 months. And she looked right at the reporter and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been working for the last 3 months. And he's like, okay. And then like the clip like cuts off.
Oh, that's not fair though, because I don't know if she's just being a bitch about it. Like, oh no, I was working from the hospital.
But I think there was another part where she said she was voted. She had been voting. There was, again, I don't have the clip, right? But the way the way it was conveyed was she was kind of saying that she had still been voting when she hadn't been. And she'd also been in the hospital for months, right? With shingles, allegedly shingles.
Yeah, I mean, again, she would have to start like telling me about how like we need to save the ducks because of like, the rainbows and electric cars before I'm gonna like really like drill her. Because again, we don't have the full clip, we don't have the full info. The clip got cut off. She could just be like being a bitch, like, oh well, obviously I was still doing my job. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you weren't. Like, what do you mean I wasn't doing my job? Of course, never a day I don't do my job. Like, fuck out of here.
Oh, you mean just babbling nonsense like Fetterman? Hold on, let me see if I can find this clip because this is fucking hilarious. Fucking Christ, I'm not going to be able to find it fast enough. So let me see. Nothing here, nothing there. Is it this one? Oh, yeah, here's a good one.
If necessary.
That's not the one that I wanted though.
It's in your guide.
There's a clip of Fetterman, who's the senator, I believe, from Pennsylvania. I was on Instagram. I don't know why I just didn't go right to Twitter. Literally spewing, like babbling, like saying nonsense. Like it's pretty bad, actually. All right, here we go. Can you hear us?
Nothing yet.
Anything?
Astonishing. That's like if you
It's not clear.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
head of a bank could literally crash our economy. It's astonishing. That's like if you have, I mean, like, and they also realize is that now they have a guaranteed way to be saved by no matter by how, so it's isn't it appropriate that this kind of control should be more stricter to prevent this kind of thing going? Or should we just go on and start bailing and sailing whoever bank, regardless of how their conduct is?
I was gonna ask like if he had a stroke like mid-sentence, but he already had one of those.
Yeah, so that's the clip I was talking about. So like he's literally incapable of speaking.
Yeah, but isn't that because he had the stroke? Like again, it's like he wasn't. I think he was like attempting a coherent thought. Like when Uncle Joe starts doing his thing, he's just fucking. It's like what?
Yeah.
At least that was something about not bailing out banks.
Well, they're not coming out and saying that he had a stroke, right? Like,
oh, I thought that was the deal. I thought he had one.
Well, that was what common sense would tell anybody that watched that clip or listened to that clip or has heard him talk since then. They're
I thought it was
saying he
before
was.
the election. I thought he had a stroke.
They're saying he was in the. Maybe that was. Yeah, that before the election. Yes, but he was mostly fine on the campaign trail. He was in the hospital for like 2 months, maybe like last fall, and they said he was in the hospital for depression. And then he got out of the hospital and came back to work. And since he got back, he's been talking like that. So they claim it was for depression, but like kind of
Oh,
everyone's just like, well, I think he had another stroke that was probably pretty bad this time.
oh. I thought that was the deal with him, was that he had a stroke, like confirmed on the record, and that's why he couldn't fucking speak during like election time.
Yeah, I don't truthfully, I don't really remember.
Plus, could a guy with a stroke survive the red wave that way?
I don't know. So, yeah, maybe he did have a stroke before he was.
Well, you got to remember though, I don't pay attention to this shit. It's just like at election time, I go on Twitter, and then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. He had a stroke in 2017,
No, that's not the one.
maybe. I mean, that would be before the campaign, right?
The campaign would have been like 2021 and on.
Yeah. So I don't know. Either way,
Whatever.
the Democrats are a bunch of fucking bumbling morons, quite literally.
They all are. I'm sorry. Like the Republicans are no better. They're
Well,
fucking
yeah, no. So that's what I was going to jump around and say. So the Democrats are like physically like impaired, right? Physically and mentally impaired, and then the Republicans are just cunts and fucking crazy off their rocker, right? Because you got what's her dick from? I never remember where she's from. Is she from Georgia? Marjorie Taylor Greene, the crazy one, or is she from like Wisconsin?
I think she's Georgia.
Yeah,
Could be making
she's
that up.
fucking crazy. You got Lauren Boebert from Colorado. She's fucking crazy. Like all these, like that's what I mean. So yes, your point is yes. They're all fucking they're all
Brutal.
dumb,
They're
but
all
in
brutal.
different ways. So they can all get fucked as far as I'm concerned. But we did get the official announcement from DeSantis that he's going to run for president. So we have the very first step
All right, yeah, that's
of our
step one.
chaos outcome.
A lot of steps to go though.
Yeah, we got a long road, we got a long haul ahead of us. So, I mean, I don't know what the next step would be. I think DeSantis would probably have to overtake Trump in the polls, right? And
Yeah, that's
the
probably
RN
micro. So that's micro steps. I'm thinking the big steps are, and I think it would have to go in this order.
the GOP would need to nominate him.
DeSantis needs to get the Republican nomination, and then Trump needs to throw a hissy fit and run as an independent.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be steps 2 and 3.
And then concurrently, Biden would have to run for re-election, and the DNC has to allow that.
Yeah.
Which they probably will. I know they have
Which
the power not to.
I think they are. Because they're not allowing debates on the DNC. So like RFK Jr. is running for president, and I think someone else is too. Marianne Williamson, I think. They've both already announced that they were going to run as Democrats, and the DNC came out and was like, yeah, we're not going to hold any debates. So there'll be like primaries, right? There'll be primary elections, I would imagine. But there's going to be no debates because they don't want their guy to get exposed. So sounds like Biden is their guy.
Well, okay, wheels are in motion.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for the chaos.
I need it so bad. I thought Kepka winning the fucking PGA was enough chaos for me. I need an election that goes to a fucking tie.
Yeah. Well, or just not
Well, it's not yeah, I know it's not technically a tie. It's
they don't hit the threshold.
No one hits the threshold, so no one wins.
Yeah. And then it goes to Congress.
Can I bet that?
I mean, I'm sure someone would give you odds on it.
Like, will a candidate
receive?
It can be a one-way market too. It's like, will a candidate receive the required number of votes for nomination? And no, like one way at no, and I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do that too.
If Trump runs as an independent.
I think that's the caveat, right? But then
if he's like pulls like I'm taking my ball and going home, then there's no point because someone will win.
Right. So it'll be interesting to watch. So speaking of, since we're on the politics train, I thought this was really interesting. It's kind of a conspiracy theory. And I love me a good conspiracy theory. So Vinny sent this to me, of all people. So I don't know if Vinny necessarily believes this, but he sent me a few of these.
He has like a sneaky,
like uber conservative, like
he has like a sneaky attention to politics.
Yeah, he does.
I don't want to say like a political opinion or affiliation, but like occasionally he sends shit over and I'm like, really, Vinny?
Yeah, how does Vinny know about this? Yeah, he does. He does. He's sneaky in tune with politics. So this is from Twitter, right? So there's a lot of dots that need to be connected in order for this, but I thought it was interesting enough to obviously bring it up on the show. So shout out to Vinny for this, of all people. So apparently last week, there was a train traveling across the country that was carrying 30 tons of like nitrogen fertilizer or something like that, which whatever sort of like nitrogenated fertilizer, whatever the fuck it is the same stuff that was used in the Oklahoma City bombing, and a couple other domestic terrorist attacks. I don't know if the Unabomber did. No, the Unabomber made like pipe bombs and shit, but the Oklahoma City
bombing,
in
Lebanon, that fertilizer plant fucking exploded.
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh, it exploded.
It did explode. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That is fair. So this train, right? This train carrying 30 tons of fertilizer that is a known explosive just disappears. 30 tons of explosive.
How do you lose 30 tons of anything?
Well, this is where it gets even weirder. So this episode won't come out until Monday. So, you'll get the allusions that are drawn in the rest of this tweet. So remember that 30 tons of explosive fertilizer just disappeared. Apparently, the United States government recently spent $290 million on medication that is used to treat radiation poisoning. So it's like anti-radiation medicine, right? Like if there's like a nuclear reactor meltdown or something and people live nearby and they were exposed to radiation, there's pills you can take that'll, mitigate your exposure to the radiation. So again, second point here, the United States government spends almost $300 million on anti-radiation pills. Okay. Apparently, someone made a comment recently that U.S. senators had just been given satellite phones for emergency communications, right? And then in this tweet, they have their own opinion included here, and they say there is no way that this is normal protocol. So whatever. Apparently, only 50 senators were issued the sat phones. And again, in the tweet, it says this is where things get stranger and stranger, because only 50 senators got sat phones for a trial for a emergency communications program, whatever. Well, how many Democratic senators are there in the Senate? 50, right? Okay, all right. This is just another weird coincidence. One Republican senator, I think from like Kentucky or Tennessee, Arkansas, like that area, the Bible Belt, if you will. They asked him about the sat phones that were given out to the senators, and he was like, I don't know, that's news to me. I didn't get one. So just to take a quick step back, that could be true, or he could just be blowing smoke if he did get one, because it could be potentially a national security thing, right? Like if I was a senator and someone gave me a sat phone for emergency purposes, and then a random reporter asked me about it, I would probably say no too, right? So I'm just taking a step out here to shoot that little part of the conspiracy down, but it's fun, right? It's still fun.
Also, just so we're clear, this is the same material in that Lebanon explosion.
Yes. Yeah, it was. And then the last two pieces here, high-level U.S. politicians will be vacationing with their families Memorial Day weekend at various undisclosed government locations. Okay. We don't know who and we don't know where, but we know that various U.S. politicians will be vacationing this weekend. And recently, Microsoft came out and said that Chinese hackers had attacked critical U.S. software and infrastructure and have gotten a lot of data that they shouldn't have. So again, that's a lot of fucking dots to connect. Again, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I do think that they're fun. This one for me is a little bit of a stretch, right? Like the beginning part kind of is like a fun conspiracy, right? Like it's a really easy to draw conclusions there because it's like 30 tons of explosive go missing. The government spends $300 million on anti-radiation pills. The only Democratic senators were issued sat phones, right? So it's like, okay, cool. You can draw the conclusions there and be like, they're going to blow up places where the Republicans are, right? And the senators are all going to be, the Democratic senators are all going to collude and all this stuff. And it's like, all right, yeah, it's fun, right? It's still stupid, but it's fun. But when you get into like the high-level U.S. politicians vacationing somewhere for Memorial Day weekend, and then the Chinese government hacked Microsoft, it's like, okay, you gone a little bit too far for me. I kind of don't enjoy it anymore, but like, let's take a realistic look at this, right? The conclusion that can be drawn from this is that the Chinese government so potentially the Chinese government hacked the whatever database they did, got a bunch of information, could be colluding. I think is what this kind of implies, is they're colluding with the Democrats to blow up and kill all the Republicans, right? Like I don't think that's a far stretch of what I think people are trying to say is going on with all of these like points that they just put in that tweet. That's absolutely fucking asinine. Like, okay, let's say that's true, right? What the fuck happens after that? Say the 50 Democratic senators all go in their bunkers with their satellite phones, and the 48 Republican senators and their families all get blown up on Memorial Day weekend. Is everyone in the country just going to be like, wow, that's a really awful coincidence? When do we vote for the next people? No, it's like there would be that would cause a civil war, right? Like that would literally cause a civil war.
Yeah, because in that far-fetched scenario that you just described, how do the Democrats not instantly become like suspect A?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna poke some holes in this like thought very, very simply.
Please do.
Number one, there's no way that info gets leaked and the Republicans don't find out about it and still go along with the plan.
Right. Yeah.
So if that info gets leaked to the public, that means it definitely got leaked within Congress. And then like, show up for work one day and everyone's like, oh, like, dude, what do you have a sat phone for? Oh, testing it out. For what? Oh, emergency stuff. Do you think that was maybe pertinent to bring up here? No, just testing it.
Yeah.
Okay, something's up.
Right.
Nope. The Republican goes, oh, yeah, no, it seems reasonable. Just testing out for emergency stuff.
Call up their Republican constituents. Hey, did you get a sat phone? No, I didn't get one. Oh, that's weird. Because this other Dianne Feinstein's got one. So I don't know. I don't know any other Democratic.
Yeah, so that would be number one.
But Ed Markey's got one.
Number two, if we're taking everybody out, what's with the radiation medication? You're taking everybody out.
Yeah.
Fuck do you need to save them for? The point is to take them out.
Well, no, that would be for like if there were people like the Democratic people in the Democratic Party, if they were nearby or something.
This is insane. This is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Also, was radiation a big thing coming from Oklahoma City? Because it's the same shit.
No, I think, again, this would imply that there would be some sort of radioactive component included. So, like, they're creating dirty bombs, right? So the fertilizer is the explosive, is the bomb, right? And then you would put something in with the bomb.
They put COVID in the bomb.
Yeah, they put COVID in the bomb, right? Like that's how you make dirty. You just create dirty bombs, right? Whether you put smallpox in it or fucking Ebola or whatever the fuck.
Well, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not a fucking dirty bomb expert.
Yeah.
I actually, if you said, hey, I need you to go out and make a bomb, go do it. I don't even know where the fuck I would. Okay, I guess I do know where I would start. I drive to New Hampshire. No, I don't know, but that's the thing. Well, I guess I'd have to Google how to make a bomb.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Make sure you use the private browser for that one.
Good. So I need so my first step is to buy a used laptop off eBay with a VPN.
Yeah.
Then I need to get on the dark web. Then I got to look up how to make a bomb using household items. Then I got to go buy these things in succession, and then I'd have to make the bomb.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can just go buy fertilizer and light it on fire. I don't think that's how that works.
Probably not. I feel like it can't be that easy.
Yeah, it definitely can't be. There's no way. Like buying, it's like fucking dirt when we buy it.
Yeah. And there's no way I'm going to fucking Google that either.
No. It's like dirt and manure.
Yeah.
Plus chemicals.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally the only part of that entire tweet that's like mildly concerning is the 30 tons of explosive fertilizer that just disappeared.
Yeah. So the Daily Mail has an article on it. I don't know. Do we trust them? Do we not?
Yeah, they're British.
Like the preliminary thought is it leaked out of the fucking thing. It leaked out of the trade. 30 tons.
So there's just a massive trail
Like, you expect me to believe that?
Yeah.
Officials believe it leaked from a train car and that no criminal or malicious activity was involved, but haven't said whether the chemical has been found. Dude, that's you didn't do anything.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty easy to prove or disprove. Like, you know where the train came from, so check the ground between the start point and the end point.
60,000 pounds of the chemical, which was in pellet form, vanished during a 2-week journey from Wyoming to California. So no one, dude, like I'm no fucking engineer, you know, like choo engineer. But like, if you know what the fuck you're doing and you're hauling 30,000, no,
30 tons,
30
60,000
tons,
pounds.
60,000 pounds, 60,000 pounds, 30 tons. If you're hauling that shit and it's fucking gone like 3 days later, wouldn't you fucking notice that hey, the freight's a little fucking light? Hey, we're going a little bit quicker than I thought. Oh, what? You know what? We're just making great time.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, half the shit's fucking gone.
Yeah. You would think, right? Yeah, and again, like I said, if it's in pellet form,
Shouldn't there be like a breadcrumb trail?
That's what I mean. If it's in pellet form, then it's even easier to fucking prove or disprove. Check the fucking train tracks. Are there pellets everywhere? Is there 60,000 pounds of fucking pellets between Wyoming and California? If so, then I guess they were right. And if not, they're full of shit. Well, it's pretty easy to come to a conclusion on that one. I would think, at least.
But $18,000 worth of material just fucking gone.
Wow, fertilizer is pretty cheap. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's literally shit, right? Like, how expensive?
Well, it's ammonium nitrate. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what that shit is. Is that hard? I don't know.
Because you imagine,
yeah, $600 a ton. That's fucking cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap as fuck.
I don't know if you can buy a ton of anything for $600.
No. $600 divided by 2,000 pounds. That's 30 cents a pound.
Yeah, that's like frozen turkeys after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like when they used to be like 29 cents a pound.
30 cents a pound.
And that's 30 times what they used in Oklahoma City.
Sick.
They used about a ton. Maybe less. Maybe half a ton. Half a ton or a ton.
So you know what's funny is I saw a different conspiracy about this. I swear, and this is the algorithm, right? This is the Twitter algorithm. Vinny sends me all this shit, and then I start seeing like other random shit like it on Twitter. Because a different conspiracy I saw was connected the train going missing to a van that like drove into the White House or something, or the Capitol building. It like crashed through the gates and like made it. I'm just gonna say it's the White House. I don't know. This isn't a fact-based show. They like crashed through the gates of the White House, and this Indian guy got out and had a swastika flag inside, and now everyone is saying that it's white supremacy. Because I saw an article. I don't know where it's from. I want to say the Washington Post, because this would be a very Washington Post thing to do, to headline an article. But I saw somewhere there was a headline that said, I'm gonna paraphrase here, but it was like the white supremacy goes multinational, or like the multinational faces of white supremacy, like something like that. And
which
it's
would
like,
involve non-white people.
You're literally retarded. Right? Like you're quite literally retarded. Like, who wrote that? John Fetterman? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? The multinational face of white supremacy? Like, that's quite literally not what the definition of white supremacy is.
You would think.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. About the van situation. But I saw another conspiracy tweet that tied those together. That was like, oh, all this fertilizer is gone and someone just crashed into the White House. It's like, ooh, what's going to be coming next? That's like, okay, like I don't know. And that's the thing with conspiracy theories, right? Is that the tough thing is that sometimes they're true. Like sometimes they're actually right. Like Alex Jones was right about a lot of stuff. Turns out. And that doesn't mean that every conspiracy theory is true.
Say most of them aren't.
Yeah, I would say most of them aren't, right? But it's the few that actually are that kind of like keep you coming. It's like a drug addict, right? It's like you're chasing that one. Oh, the frogs are gay. Like what? What are you doing? Like you were right about Bohemian Grove and Jeffrey Epstein. I'll give it to you. But the frogs are fine. Yeah, yeah, Moloch, the owl. But the frogs are not gay and there's no lizard people. All right, like let's draw the line somewhere here. But they're still fun. They're fun to laugh at, fun to read. Like I said, I've said this multiple times on the show. I find them very entertaining. I like them for the entertainment value, not for like, oh my God, these are all connected. This is going to happen. Like I'm not one of those people, but I don't know. I guess I got a weird sense of humor.
Can happen.
Yeah. You want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right.
My final thoughts quick. Quest, the company that makes the protein bars
Yes.
and whatever, they make protein chips.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had them?
Yeah, they're okay. They're very like light and airy. And
have you had the taco ones?
No, I have not.
Okay. The taco seasoning ones. That's where it's at.
Really?
They're purple bag. They are genuinely good.
Wow. So honestly, I don't think they had that when I was eating them.
No. So
I think
actually, so it's like the blue.
There used to be two flavors, right? There was a red bag and a blue bag.
The blue bag's like nacho cheese, and I'm like,
yeah,
not willing to do that. And it started because the girl that works for us, like, she had the blue ones. I was like, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh no, those can't be good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those before? She goes, no, I'm giving them a try. She goes, it's only like 140 calories, like 19 grams of protein. Like, that's pretty good. But like, she goes, I don't know. And then she had them and she's like, they're fine. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, fine. So then one of our kids was like, who's eating Quest chips? Whatever. He goes, have you had the taco season ones? I'm like, dude, it wasn't me. Like,
yeah.
take it up with somebody else. He goes, the taco ones are good. So she got the taco ones, and then she was like, no, those are like, Aiden was right. Like, those are good.
Yeah. Huh.
So I got them one day. They're pretty good, especially if you like want to eat something like that and don't want to feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Can you get them at gas stations now? Are they that big?
Well, the fucking bougie gas station in Easton has them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I mean. They have gas station like contracts, right? Like distribution contracts. Like, so I remember Quest.
It's in Alltown.
Yeah. But I remember Quest when they first came out like years ago.
Only we were in the HBC aisle.
Yeah. And we were in college. I used to have to buy them online.
Oh. Yeah, no. So I've seen them at the Alltown in Easton and at the Shaw's in Easton.
Yeah, and I mean, I know at this point grocery stores have had that. I've eaten them over the years, but I haven't had the chips since probably college because they weren't good.
Oh, I'm imagining they probably tasted a lot like shit then.
Yeah,
about as good as this, which my nose was fucking bleeding on earlier.
Probably that might taste a little bit better.
Might. Iron.
Yeah, it was like you would eat the chip and there was like a little bit of crunch immediately and then it would just completely dissolve to like protein powder, basically.
Yeah, it might be better now. Weird. Might be a little bit better now. I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong. These are not fucking Cool Ranch Doritos. Like,
oh, well, yeah. I mean,
so if that's what you want, do not get these.
Yeah.
They're not that good.
Well, Doritos, there was a thing that came out at some point. I can't remember
Whatever,
when
one
or
of the
what it was.
ingredients.
That something that goes into Doritos is like highly addictive.
Or I thought it would
Or it
I've al-
like
I've also heard it like blocked your like
yeah,
satiety
like ghrelin. It
receptors
block
or
it, yeah, I
something.
think it blocks the it blocks ghrelin
So
release.
you never get you never feel full.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember hearing that.
Or maybe ghrelin is the one that makes you hungry. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what the one is that stops you from feeling hungry. But yeah,
I don't know, dude. They're pretty solid. I mean, like for 140 calories and again 19 grams of protein, like
what is it though? Like $4 for a tiny ass fucking bag?
Shaw's is 280.
Okay, that's fine.
Now again, you have to determine what are you looking for here. If you want like real chips, you have to get real chips. Like
Right.
that's the
Right.
only way to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what those cost anymore. I like want to say they like back in the day they used to be like fucking $2 for $1 and
Yeah, I thought like with the small individual bags that you just
yeah,
grab, like I thought those were like 99 cents, but
yeah, something like
at
that.
this
Like probably like
point
a
they could
buck.
be like $1.50 because
Yeah, I have no idea.
inflation.
I also don't buy that stuff much.
Yeah, I don't either.
And then never mind, it's like, well, regular Lay's is this, and then it's like if you want like Wachusett, whatever the fuck, yeah, fuck, too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like if you're looking for like the real thing, just get the real thing. Like, don't fucking pretend you're something you're not. But yeah, man, like the purple bag, they're not bad. I haven't tried any of the other ones. I don't know if I'm willing to either.
Yeah, I'll probably try the purple bag if I see them at like Target.
I don't know if Market Basket has them.
They might.
Because
They
Market
carry
Basket has all the
protein bars.
all the Quest stuff's in the HBC though, so I don't know. Because Shaw's has like 4 or 5 different flavors.
I used to crush the Quest bars.
I've been buying. Well,
I used to put them in the microwave. You ever do that? You get the chocolate chip one and you put it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
I think I have. If
And
they're
you
hard.
take it out and it's like literally like a chocolate chip cookie right out of the fucking oven. It was delicious.
The only problem is I'm usually eating them on the fly.
Well, yeah.
So like I was eating a fuckload of them on the golf course because when I walk 18, my strategy now is one of the Fairlife shakes. I get those at Costco, like ready to drink.
Yeah, that's why I get the box of them at BJ's. The white bottle.
Yep. And it's like I don't even know. It's white bottle.
It's like 24 grams of protein, I think, and 150 calories.
Mine might be 30, but
yeah, maybe it's 30.
Whatever.
I just make numbers up.
Pretty
sure it's 150 calories though.
Yeah, it's something like that. I drink one of those. I was eating a Quest bar and like a Nature Valley bar. Like that was getting me through 18 holes pretty good. So the last time I went to Costco, I got like the Kirkland Quest bars or whatever. So I've been eating those like fucking every day.
Yeah. Are they like Titleist golf balls where they made in the same factory as the Quest bars?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, fucking Kirkland is not a fucking Pro B. Guaranteed.
Well, I mean there is the Kirkland
mean,
bar like at least as good as the Quest bar?
Dude, like if you don't want to be a fucking snob about it, they're the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Now,
you know what's hilarious?
Are they identical? No, they're not, but fucking good enough.
So,
dude, it's $20 for 20 of them.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So I'm like, Quest bars like $3.50 if I buy them individually.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. So I don't know if you probably remember like the big boom with Quest bars, right? Like probably around 2012 at this point, like when they first, I don't know when the company was created, but they got super popular right around 2012, right? Like I was, like I said, I was in college. So they were huge for a couple years in the fitness world. And then you had because you saying snobs made me think of this. You had the fitness snobs that did a quick like 180 on the Quest bars and be like, yeah, they're not that good because they have too much sugar alcohol in them, and the sugar alcohol is not good. And it's like, okay, like
that's that.
So do you remember
Too
that
much,
whole the sugar alcohol crusade?
No, I don't think I paid enough attention.
That was such a fucking just holier than thou, just cunts. They're like, oh, you really shouldn't be consuming sugar alcohols. You should really be looking for something that's like, more complete. It's like, oh my God, dude, fuck off. It's a protein bar. Like, first of all, like if I wanted to get better protein quality or just quality of something I would ingest, I'd eat real food. But guess what? Yeah. I need to eat on the fly, and I'm not going to stand there and eat a fucking chicken parm sub while I'm walking through the gym or on the golf course. So I'm going to eat a Quest bar instead. So fuck off. But
cons.
Yeah, I remember that was a thing. I didn't know if you remembered it or even were exposed to it, but
I don't know if I would have cared enough, even if I was.
All right. So my final thought is, I've been playing a lot of Twilight golf lately, and I actually really enjoy it. So I don't know. So my last job, like I said many times, shout out to Spencer. I don't know if he doesn't listen to every episode. So if you're listening to this episode, hey, what's up, Spencer? Go check him out in the Reality Tonic podcast.
Yeah, good to see they fucking put another one out. I hope he's fucking listening.
Yeah, our sister show over there. But so that's why I was lost my train of thought for a second. So my last job was like kind of a fucking joke, right? Like I barely worked. I could basically golf whenever the fuck I want. So I like developed this habit of just going to play golf in the middle of the day when I could like squeeze it in. And now that I have this job that is more like a real job, I mean, I still occasionally have time where I can sneak 9 in the middle of the day, but it's a lot less frequent. So for a little bit, I was like, oh, I'll just start, making like a tee time somewhere between 6 a.m. and 6:30 and just go play early and then go to work, which has been working also too, just fine. But this week in particular, it's been a little cold in the mornings. So like I was going to make a tee time for 6:15 tomorrow morning to go play. And I looked at the weather and it's going to be 43 degrees at 6 a.m. And I was like, that is just a little too cold for me. So I'm not playing tomorrow morning at 6:15.
Playing at 7:30.
Maybe it'll be 46 by then. So it's almost.
I think I saw 52, 53.
Yeah. So, so right now the mornings have been a little bit chilly. So what I've been doing is just going to Chemawa, which is like right around the corner from my house. And I try and get there around 6 o'clock, between like 6 and, ish. And so, because the thing there is they have leagues every single day of the week, and the leagues wrap up though. So there's no tee time, like you can't make a public tee time for, I think, any time between like 3 and 5, or maybe, yeah, I think 3 and 5, because that's when the leagues are, again, Monday through Friday. So there might be some tee times that come in between 5 and 6, but I just show up at 6 o'clock. Like I don't have a tee time, and every single time I just get to go out, and there's like the people in the leagues are out there, but they're all finishing up. And I've been playing 9 holes at 6 o'clock every time I go out at night. And I texted you, I played there last night. I walked 9 in an hour and 23 minutes. And I waited on every tee. I played the back. and I waited on every tee from the 14th hole on. So, I mean, 10, 11, 12, 13, there was no one in front of me. And I think I played the first 4 holes in 38 minutes. And then, like I said, I had to wait on the tee after that. But
I bet walking, I could play the front. I could play it in 50.
50 minutes?
I think so. 40 minutes is my fastest 9. I did it at Riverbend one time.
Yeah.
And it has that long walk. But I was fucking, it was a twilight round, and I was fucking ripping through that place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it's been lately with me too. It's like I feel like I play better when I play faster. Because I mean, I don't know if there's any well, I guess technically there is correlation, but I don't know if there's any causation there where I've been playing better golf lately, and I've also just been playing faster rounds like at night. So I don't know, probably not, but like I said, there's correlation, not causation. Who the fuck knows? But I've been playing good and I've been playing fast. So
I'm trying to think. I must have played exclusively Twilight Golf all of 2013, all of 2014. When the fuck did I join Harmon? 15? No. I must have played exclusively Twilight Golf 13, 14, 15. Joined Harmon late 16, 17, 18, and then 19 I moved over to Sharon.
yeah.
But I also worked before 2015. I worked like reasonable hours.
Yeah.
So I could. Like, especially at grad school, I would just leave. I'd leave Bobby's office and just go to Riverbend.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things where I feel like I kind of got spoiled for a little while, because when I first started playing, like when was that? It was probably like 2017. We were still living in Bridgewater, I think. And I would go play at Pine Oaks at night. Like when I first started playing golf, I picked it back up after I played when I was like super young. I started playing at Pine Oaks at night. I would just go there and pay, I forget what it was at the time. It might have been like $23. And I would literally just play till it got dark. So like sometimes I'd be able to play like 13 holes. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I said, I think I just got spoiled with my last job, being able to just basically play whenever I want, and like being able to play at good times too. Like I would make a tee time for like 10:30 in the morning when no one is on the course. So yeah, it's weird. It's like I'm having to like switch my mindset, right? Where I'm not looking like, oh, I got like 2.5 hours in the middle of my day between like 9:45 and whatever noon. Like I could make like a 9:50 tea time, and then hopefully I can get back. And it's like I'm trying to do all this like mental gymnastics to like see if I can fit in a round of golf in the middle of my day. And now I'm just kind of like, well, that's fucking stupid. I can just go play at night. Like I'll just go especially as we're at the end of May and as we start getting into June, it's going to be light until 9:00. Like there's a chance that like I might get there one time at 6. And if it's dead enough, I could probably walk 18 before it gets dark.
I played 18 one time, teeing off at 5.
Yeah.
I think that was the best. And I want to say I was hitting into the dark on 18. But that was probably 3.5. Because it would have been dark around 8:30.
Yeah. But I mean, Shimao is short.
You can go fast. Yeah, you can go faster than that.
Especially like the back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 par 3s on the back and no par 5.
Yeah.
So like if I didn't have anybody in front of me,
That's
like
that's the kicker.
If the course was completely open, I'm pretty sure I could walk the back nine at Shamawa again. If I'm playing as good as I have been lately, I could probably walk it in under an hour. Actually, I know for a fact I could, because I just did it in an hour and 23 when I was waiting on 5 out of 9 tee boxes to tee off for the group of 6 in front of me. That was like videoing themselves too. Like, who the fuck what do you think, your foreplay? Like, there was literally 6 people and they had a tripod with a phone on it, like videoing them, and none of them were good. That's not true. 2 of them were pretty good. The other 4 were absolute hot garbage.
I would have absolutely fucking. I would have been like, if they were at as 6 with a tripod, I would have been fucking not hitting at them. They would have known I was fucking around, like around them.
Yeah,
I would have been right up their ass too.
I piped a drive on, I think it's 15. It's the part. It's a kind of a longer par 4, but it goes up the hill.
Is the green up by the person's house?
Yeah.
Okay, I vaguely remember that.
And I absolutely nuked my drive to the left side of the fairway, like as they were like finishing and like walking to the like walking onto the green. Like, one of the golf carts was still on the right side of the fairway, and I hit my drive to the left side. I think it ended up going, I don't know, I want to say like 270 or something. I could just be making that up, but I can confirm in like 3 seconds. Yeah, 267. So I was like, huh. And then literally that's right when it started to rain. So then on the next tee box is that par 3 with the massive drop off, the 16th hole. It's super short and it's like a 60-foot drop.
Maybe is it like kind of like tucked into the trees?
Yeah, probably like 40 or 50 feet drop.
It's kind of tucked into the trees, right?
Yeah.
And then the next hole would be 17,
which is a dog leg left.
Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. How the fuck do I remember that? We played that in 2019.
Yeah. That was when we first moved to Mansfield. Remember, we were looking for like local courses, like, oh, let's go play places around here.
And I remember it was the PGA at Bethpage on the way home, because Dustin Johnson made a run, and by the time we got home, it was fucking over.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knew? You know, here we are, 4 years later, and I literally live around the corner.
And I haven't been back since.
So, yeah, Twilight Golf is great. That's my final thought. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Give us the like, rate, review, thumbs up, whatever you can do, whatever platform you're on. If you use Apple and Spotify, you can leave us a review. That would be much appreciated. Helps new people find the show. What else helps people find the show is you telling them about it. So you should tell everybody you know about this show. If you enjoy it, they should too. And if not, fuck them. Who cares? You don't need them in your life anyway. Find some new people that listen to this show. We should create a Discord for this show. Imagine
no more
mass communications. Yeah.
No more things on my phone.
What else we got?
You start it. Leave me out.
Yeah. So I'll start the Discord. We'll have a Sarcasm Speaks Discord. You can't talk to Bob, but you can talk to me. You can talk to each other at least. So yeah, you can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm_Speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Website, sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. While you're buying some of that merch, you can go to moonbrew.com, use the promo code Jared16159 to get 10% off your order every single time you check out. They're never going to change it. So just use it. It's not going to be Sarcasm Pod. I've resigned myself to that. But the other two sponsors we have are Sarcasm Pod promo codes. The first of which is grillyourassoff.com. Use that Sarcasm Pod promo code to get 10% off your order there as well every single time you check out. And then use that code at mybookie.com. And they will double your first deposit up to $1,000. So that is everything. Until next time, good night.